guys, welcome to Southern Comfort. Welcome back to my kitchen. Well, we had an abundant harvest here onto the homestead this year. We have lots of varieties also. So today we're going to be doing a taste test to see which one I think is the best tomato. Now, every single one of these did awesome. I cannot complain about these tomatoes, but we always are concerned about the taste. So today we're going to do a taste test and take a look at these tomatoes. So come on over here with me and let's take a look at these great tomatoes. So the variety we have here is Big Beef, we have Homestead, we have Jamestown, we have Celebrity, back in the corner back there is Roma, and then we have Summer Pick. Now we are dealing with indeterminate and determinate tomatoes. So when we look at these tomatoes, we first, we're looking at indeterminate and determinate. So we're looking at the basic differences is that determinate tomatoes have a genetically programmed growing limit that's growing to define the height and then setting its flowers. Now that's, in other words, it's forming its fruit with its flowers at once. The limited growth pattern makes them ideal for container planting or in garden areas with limited space. But the indeterminate tomatoes, on the other hand, will continue to grow and produce fruit throughout the growing season, which is actually a type of vining fruit. Now, the Big Beef is usually the one that vines out and continues to grow throughout the season. This year, because our heat is so high this year, we're like 101 today. The plants, all the plants, once that heat kicked in here, which is very unusual. They did produce a whole lot, but once that heat kicked in, the tomato says, you know what, I've had enough. So for the first time I've ever seen is that the Big Beef, which is a vining, will continue to grow throughout the summer. It decided, it had enough. Not on top of that, the stink bugs got to these tomatoes or started getting on these tomatoes, and I decided to just go ahead and take the plant up. Now, when the stink bug gets on a plant, it will start and onto the fruit. It will start to sting it. Once it stings it, it puts little marks in the tomato like this. And this is only two. Now the top is where the bloom is. And you excuse my hands. I've been pruning tomatoes today into the greenhouse, the Jamestowns. All the rest of them are out of the garden. But it'll start stinging the tomato, and it will sting it all over. Now, you look on the outside, you think, well, that's not that bad. But what happens is with that sting, it continues, it just rots, it ruins the tomato. And so this is the very last of the Big Beef. And this is where the stink bugs was getting on it, and I decided to go ahead and take those plants out. But the thing of it is, because of the heat was so high, and the humidity here on the southeast coast, the blight was, disease was taking over, and I consider just go ahead and take that type of plant out. So you're looking at the indeterminate and determinate. Now the Homestead tomato was very productive. This one right here I dropped when I brought it over here, but it's supposed to be about the size of a slice. You slice it and you have a slice, one slice will cover your light bread. That's the way it's supposed to be. If you leave a lot of tomatoes on your plant, you'll just get a lot of small tomatoes. Now I did take them off, and I just had such a great harvest that there was so much fruit on there. It was unbelievable. Now we're looking at the Jamestown. The Jamestown is the one that I've got growing into the greenhouse. It is humongous, but it is a hybrid. And it is vining, so and therefore it grows big. It'll put out its blooms. So I love the Jamestown. I've tasted that. I really like that, but it's a hybrid. So now here you're looking at the Celebrity. Celebrity is one of my favorite. Sometimes the fruit gets a little bit bigger than this, but it puts abundant of fruit. It puts it out like in clusters. It can be used for for pasta, if you're going to make sauces, so great for salsa. So I love the Celebrity. The Roma tomatoes, a lot of them got, a few of them was bigger than this, but there was so much fruit on there. I was amazed that they was able to hold up all the fruit that was on there. Now I did notice that the Roma tomato was heat resistant and disease resistant compared to all these other tomatoes over here. The summer pick, all of them just about was about the size of this, which is about what you would see into the store. Say if you wanted, just needed a tomato, usually they're just about this size. So let's take a look at the Jamestown. Jamestown is huge. I was definitely going to cover a slice of light bread. Now, it's a type of beefsteak type tomato. It's 8 to 10 ounces tomato with excellent heat set ability. Now, these plants have a high yield potential. The quality of the fruit. I do notice that it's binding out. There's lots of blooms on there. But I also notice if it gets, just like in any tomato, if you have lots of tomatoes on there, they're going to be smaller. So I have gotten some smaller than this one right here. But when I picked this one, there was only a couple of tomatoes onto the plant. They're just starting to bloom out really good, super good, and binding out really good. So Jamestown is a vigorous plant that produces a high yield potential, and it's great for home gardening. It's highly resistant to a gray leaf spot. So the Jamestown is a determinant. So your determinant, they grow shorter. You're like the big beef. They bind out, but in my greenhouse really produces the plants that have a tendency to get bigger in there. It actually is, I thought the possibility it would be a binding fruit, but it's actually not. It is, it's great for the home gardening. It's, like I said, it's a determinant. So I sliced them open. We got the big beef. We got the Homestead. We have the Jamestown. We have the Celebrity. We have the Roma. Now this Roma usually is a little bit thicker than that. We have the Roma. And then we have the Summer Pick. So we can see that in actuality, they're a little bit different. Summer Pick, Celebrity, Jamestown, Homestead, and the Big Beef. I did notice that the Homestead and the Jamestown look a lot alike. I love the Celebrity as far as making pasta and stuff because you see the meaty into it. Now, this is not a good example here. This usually is a little bit more meatier, but they were excellent, especially into a tomato press. You don't have to cut them up or anything. So now each one of them, I have cut a slice off, and I'm going to take a taste test and see if I can tell any difference in the variety of tomatoes here. Okay, so I'm going to try the Big Beef. I like the Big Beef because I can this with everything. I make pasta out of it, sauce. I make salsa, I stew with them, spaghetti sauce. I like that. I really like that. Okay, now we're going to try the Homestead. The Homestead is actually an old variety. Back in the day, that's why it's called Homestead, because it is an old variety. I like Big Beef better, but I like also how this is really meaty. It's really juicy. I made some tomato sauce out of these, tomato juice. I made some tomato sauce and tomato paste, but I made all kinds of things, but tomato juice. And it's really juicy. But I've also had these on a sandwich and they were really good. I love tomato sandwiches. So now we're going to try the Jamestown, and we like how the Jamestown looks. So I could say that could be pretty much used. It's got a good meat in there. So let's try that. It's pretty good. I really liked it on a tomato sandwich. I had one the other day, and I really did like that. But I do like how when I say meaty, how it is, you know, the thickness there. It doesn't have a whole lot of seeds. So far, the big beef is winning. Now we're going to try the celebrity. I'm going to try that again. That's pretty good. I like the meaty into it also. I like the fact that it does produce a lot. I can count on my celebrity. And so far, the big beef is winning. My next choice will be the celebrity. Now, let's try the summer pick. I'm not too much on the summer pick. I do like also, you know, the fact that, you know, it's got this, it looks pretty good as far as what I call meaty. Let me try where it's got the meat part in it. Now, not too much onto the flavor. It's okay. I think you put some mayonnaise and bread onto it, it'll be tasting good. So my Roma tomatoes, of course you could eat them on a tomato sandwich, or let's try them. I like that. Not bad. They're little, but they're good. So, my top pick will be big beef and celebrity. And then if I had to, you know, and then the Roma. And then the Homestead and the Jamestown are kind of tied. They do look a lot alike, but they're tied. And the summer pick, you know, when I think about it, my summer pick produced a little bit less than the rest of the tomatoes. So the summer pick is not one, I mean, I got some seeds, I would definitely plant them. But if I was to order seeds or save seeds, summer pick would not be the one that, for me, that I would choose to save seeds or buy seeds. Now, I do notice that in the inside, it looks pretty good. It kind of tastes more like the tomatoes that they have into the grocery store. These are a lot better than the grocery store. But I'm saying it kind of aims toward that way when it comes to tomatoes. So the summer pick is pretty good, but if I had to pick, I would definitely do my big beef. Last year I grew big beef and celebrities. Big beef. Big beef. Excuse me, big beef is the winner in this taste test. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I just want to show you the variety of tomatoes I grew here onto the homestead. I cannot believe how many tomatoes I had. I wish I could have had time to just weigh out the amount of tomatoes. I lost count over after 25 5-gallon buckets. I was just, you know, and when I gave the buckets, 5-gallon buckets, a bucket and a half to the chickens, I was just, you know, sometimes you can do it so much, you're just like, I'm so done with this, you know. I'm thankful, and I'm blessed, and I'm not complaining, but, you know, doing the same thing over and over, I was like, gosh, I'm just, you know, I'm thankful, but I'm just like ready to get this stage over with. And so the chickens will enjoy that. But I'm very happy with my harvest this year. Abundant harvest. Every single one of them, except the summer pick. The summer pick, I have to say, I question it. You know, it wasn't as big. It didn't put out the quantity, you know, that I really was expecting from a summer pick. But the celebrities never failed me. Big beef has never failed me. And first time I go in Homestead in Jamestown, I really do like the Jamestown. I like how the fact that they get so big. And I can just take one slice, you know, and put it on a piece of bread. That's how big they get. So I really do like that. The Homestead, you know, a lot of them, maybe it's because there were so many on there. And I did, when the greens start taking some of them off, so that the other fruit will continue to growing and get bigger and bigger. I did that throughout the season with all of them. Excuse me, I got seed in my mouth. But with all of them, you know, especially when I see ones that are producing smaller tomatoes, then I will start taking some of the green ones off, because the more fruit you got on there with any plant, you're just going to have, might have a whole lot of fruit, but it's going to be smaller than the rest of them. So I was aiming for bigger fruit this year than quantity, quantity, and I wanted quality. But every single one of them did great. I cannot complain. But definitely, summer picks definitely looks like it tastes more like aiming toward a grocery store. And I do notice that it's firmer. I do notice that the summer pick takes longer to ripen up. So that's another thing, which might be the variety at the grocery store. You never know. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Give me a thumbs up. I hope that you're having a happy growing season. I hope that your gardening season was phenomenal. And you know, no matter what we get, we are to be thankful, and I'm very thankful. You know, I wasn't expecting the harvest that I got this year. So, but you know what? You never know from one season and next. Next year, we might not get any tomatoes. We have seasons like that. I planted things out there. I got 2 rows of 2 different types of butter beans, and I've hardly got anything. And one row, I've got nothing. And seasons are like that. So, plant happy. Plant as much as you can plant. Grow as much as you can grow. And enjoy it while it's coming in. And put it up, because you don't know what next year will hold. But as your season of growing is going on, just be happy. Thanks, guys, for watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.